She's the most wonderful woman.
Do you think she's a devoted mother?
Absolutely, I have no doubt about that.
Do you think that she's beautiful and attractive and vibrant as a woman?
Yes, I do.
Then what the hell makes you think she's going to put up with you telling her she's a stupid bitch?
I'm telling you.
Because if you don't think there isn't somebody in this world that will scoop her up and treat her with dignity and respect, I got news for you. They're lined up. What you're going to have done is fractured your family.
I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting every day.
Obviously, you want to be right.
No, I don't want to be right. I want to be
right.
hurt. I feel like I can't talk to him because if I do, he might lose his temper.
I'm not the only one in this house that has anger problems. She does too. She punches walls, she breaks doors. I patched this, but it still has holes like this big.
He broke a laptop computer. He's actually gotten in my face. It's like where he's like growling. His face is like bright red.
My heart's pounding. I feel like my eyes get red.
He wants to hit me and he wants to hurt me. If I were to do one little thing, it could throw him over the edge.
People know that I can control myself because I don't do it, but I do want to hit her.
He has a blank look in his eyes. It's a rage. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I look so like someone else.
He says I'm a bitch, that I don't take care of myself. I look messy, that I'm a good mom, but I'm not a good wife, that I'm psycho.
It takes a while for me to cool down. I hold grudges.
Scares me. I don't know if you're gonna hurt me. And you say you won't, and you say that you would never do it, but you come close.
Well, a recent fight between Orlando and Sarah got physical and had their daughter shrieking and shaking in tears.
I was telling him, I'm tired, I'm sick, sorry the dishes aren't done.
If you act like that,
And that's the only tone you got
reason.
out of me. He didn't like that I was raising my voice at him. He came over from the kitchen and he grabbed my arms.
And that's when she started slapping in my face.
And I just remember kicking and hitting and scratching and doing anything to try and get him off of me.
I didn't realize that my kid was right on that corner.
And at that point, I just got my kids and I just walked out of the house.
Okay, today we're talking about destroying your marital bond. Now, you may think you're just arguing. You guys argue, right?
That's
you
correct.
get upset. Do you have an anger problem?
I sure do.
Tell me about it.
Most of the times when we're in an argument, I think I lose control and I feel powerless. I don't feel that I can get across a point that what I'm trying to say.
Is your goal that she understands you, or is your goal that she agree with you and comply with you? Is that your definition of what you want to see happen?
Yeah, I do want to get my point.
Okay, what's your goal when you guys get in these arguments?
My goal is to be heard, for him to understand how I feel and to give the best to our children.
Right. Now, you know it's wrong to yell and scream, right?
Absolutely.
You know that. You know it's wrong to call her names.
Yes.
You know it's wrong to get physical and go shoving and stomping around the house.
Yeah.
So what do you suppose it is that you don't know?
I don't know how to communicate effectively. I don't know how to get him to understand.
What's the mistake that I think you're making that you don't even realize?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't have any
I
idea?
don't know what I'm
I do believe we're not assertive enough.
Oh, that's not it.
No.
No. Let me tell you the mistake you're making that you don't even know you're making. There are people that do nothing but research what you guys are doing right now. And I'll put links up on the website. And you know what people have figured out that research this? There are certain things that you can do in the way you fight that predict whether or not you're going to have a divorce with over 90% accuracy. Well, let me tell you, I wrote down a lot of the categories that these researchers look at across time. You two are in violation of every single one of them. Do you call her names?
Yes, I do.
You belittle her?
I don't mean to, but it happens.
You curse at her?
Yes, I do.
You attack her character?
Emotionally, yes.
90%. You guys are headed for a train wreck divorce. And if you're not going to change what you're doing, if you're not going to change how you're fighting, why you're fighting, how you're fighting, and even what you're fighting about, you might as well shut this down.
That's why we're here.
Really?
We have to.
What are you going to change?
Anything that I need to.
Well, do you criticize him in a contemptuous way?
I guess.
Do you tell him he's useless? What do you mean you guess?
I
Have
get
you
out
been
of
there for 6
frustration
years?
whenever he's ignoring me, but I say it out of frustration.
I don't want your justification. I want you to acknowledge the behavior.
Yeah.
You say, yes, I do it when I'm frustrated. I don't care why you do it right now. I just care what you do. Do you lash back at him when he attacks you?
Yeah.
And you do the same thing.
Fortunately.
And neither of you let the other retreat with dignity, do you?
Yeah.
At some point, anybody with any backbone whatsoever is going to say, I've had enough of that. I've had enough of that. Do you think this is an intelligent woman?
Absolutely. She's the
Do
most
you think
wonderful woman.
do you think she's a devoted mother?
Absolutely. I have no doubt about that.
Do you think that she's beautiful and attractive and vibrant as a woman?
Yes, I do.
Then what the hell makes you think she's going to put up with you telling her she's a stupid bitch?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Because if you don't think there isn't somebody in this world that will scoop her up and treat her with dignity and respect, I got news for you. They're lined up. What you're going to have done is fractured your family and alienated your wife. And it's the same thing with you. I mean, you belittle him at some point, he's going to say, you know, I'd rather be healthy alone than sick with her. I mean, you call him useless. He says you're stubborn. I mean, you know how to push the buttons, right? When you get mad, you push them.
Yeah.
You have such a chip on your shoulder that you come into this already with built-up resentment about what she did the last time, right?
Yes.
And you can predict what he's going to do. You've seen it. You know when it's starting.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've always talked about something I call the first 4 minutes. If you've been apart and you come together, you've been off for the day or something, you come together, what happens in the first 4 minutes is going to determine how the rest of that evening goes.
Yep.
If you open the door yelling, what's this bill? Why'd you do this? Well, what's wrong with you? How come this isn't done? Blah, 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 blah. That's how it's going to turn out with 96% accuracy. They end the way they begin. On the other hand, if you say, you know what? Dr. Phil's right. If we've got some problems to discuss, let's set them aside. But in the first 4 minutes, how was your day? You know, how are things going for you? Can I help you in some way? Let me tell you about this, tell you about that. That too predicts exactly the way it's going to turn out because you come together in that way. But y'all don't do that. You begin with a really harsh startup. You've got to deal with these things privately. Keep them away from your children. You change who those children are. When they observe this aggressiveness, they become aggressive in their life. They have a distorted view of relationships when they see this stuff. So not only are you sealing the fate of your marriage, you are programming your children to repeat your behavior when they grow up. You hadn't thought about that.
No. I don't want them.
We need to work in all those.
Do you love her?
Absolutely, I do.
Will you miss her when she's gone?
I always do.
Because what I've told you here is she is leaving. She doesn't know it yet. But if this continues, she's leaving.
I know that. Right now is the calm before the storm, and we know that.
Look, this situation needs a hero. You have the ability to say, I'm going to change the goal that I have when we have a disagreement or something that we don't see eye to eye on. My goal is going to be that I want to be understood. I want to tell you how I feel, and then I'm going to trust in you that you love me enough that you're going to try to find a way where we can both get what we want. You don't own her. You don't control her. You can't tell her how to feel. So what you've got to take a step of trust. You've got to say, this situation needs a hero, and I'm going to be it. You have to rise above this here. And you have to do the same thing. You've got to say, you know what? We're just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. We can have disagreements, but we're going to take them private. We're going to keep them private. We're going to focus on the issue. We're not going to assassinate one another's character. There are so many things people don't know they're making. Now, get what I said, don't know they're making. Now, Orlando and Sarah don't fight fair. In fact, they've been fighting in such a way that I have said research tells us that this is doomed. This is destined to wind up in divorce. If you're doing these things at home, then you need to understand that you are programming yourself for divorce. If you're starting these things harshly on attack, if you show disgust and character assassination and name calling, you forget about the issue and attack the person, you are sealing your fate. I mean, that's a terrible place to go. You don't want to do that. If you use sarcasm and mockery and name calling, all of those things do a damage that has a long-term effect. There's nothing wrong with arguing. people that argue live longer. But there are rules that you need to follow if you're going to do this properly. And the first thing I've said is you've got to take it private and you got to keep it private. Okay? So the kids are out of this, right? Can we make that deal today?
Oh, yes.
The kids are out of this.
The
If you want to
last
talk
time you
about
said it
something,
was last.
you just need to decide you're going to go take a walk down the street and let the neighbors hear it, but not the kids. You got to keep it relevant. And it's so important that you stay on point here. You've got to decide, all right, what is it we're talking about here? You're talking about, I don't like the way she cleans house, or I don't like the way he helps around the house, or I don't like whatever it is. Decide what you're going to talk about and stay on point. You've got to avoid that character assassination of saying you're useless, you're stupid, you're stubborn, you're blah, 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 blah. And you've got to allow your partner to retreat with dignity. There's a point at which you've got to decide, my goal here is not to win. My goal here is to advance our understanding here. Because if you win, then that means she what?
She loses, yeah.
She loses. Now, do you like losing? At
No.
anything?
Of course not.
So why would you think your spouse would? It doesn't have to be win-lose. It can be, look, I want you to understand how I feel about this, what this says to me. And maybe it's my culture, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, whatever. But this is how I feel about this. I want you to know that. And now that you know that, I'm going to trust that we're going to make changes going